From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
It's the first day back to school for Hazleton area students, and they'll have to adjust to some safety and education upgrades. Hazleton area school district's big day back to school, our top story on News 13 this Thursday. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Christina Papa. Kathy Bazinski is off today. Hazleton Area School District has added several safety and educational upgrades to their district this year. News 13 went back to school today to find out how administration and students are adjusting to the changes.
It's the first day back to class, so of course some kids have the first day jitters.
I'm excited because I'm going to see my friends, nervous because I don't know where my classroom is.
Take it from 6th grader Gabriel Fabian, getting to class is hard enough. Today, parents, teachers, and students at Hazleton Elementary Middle School had to go through a beefed-up security checkpoint this morning.
It may look like a chaotic scene. That's because these students are waiting in line to get checked at the metal detector that's right at the front entrance of the school. Now, obviously, the metal detector will detect that there's metal, but my microphone is metal. When I walk through it, it shows that there's metal right here in this area.
Someone walks through the metal detector. The metal detector is designed to show us where the metal is, if it's on the right or left. If it's a concentration of metal, it'll show on both sides, and we will then check the area, see what's there.
Students and parents don't seem to mind the extra protection.
I think it's a great idea because now more people could bring in like guns and stuff, and then you never know who's going to come in.
All the situation in the other school is prevention for now. I like it.
District Superintendent Dr. Antonelli says things will calm down at the schools once everyone gets used to the new system.
It will take 2 or 3 days for the students to acclimate themselves to the metal detectors. We went through this last year at the high school. After about the 2nd or 3rd day, the students got it, so to speak.
Students here at the STEM school will have to acclimate to more than just a new security system. For some students, it's the first time stepping into the new school.
Kids have been coming in, Christina, and they're tremendously excited. There is some nervousness, if you will. We're all excited and we're somewhat nervous too, but you could just feel the positive energy in the air. The kids are extremely impressed with the facility.
Now, our cameras weren't allowed into the school just yet, but the school district will be holding an open house later on this month. I did take a quick look around the school this morning, and it is a state-of-the-art place, a lot of great new features. Best of luck to all the students and teachers starting school in the area this year. Hazleton isn't the only school district ramping up their security. Schools in Schuylkill County are also taking a more proactive approach to student safety. Pottsville Area School District's board is considering new options to improve security. They'll be voting on a measure to allow trained police officers to check students' bags before they enter the building, and the vote won't happen until later this month, but officials say they're strongly considering it.
The board and our superintendent were interested in adding an additional layer of security, a security measure less invasive than metal detectors or things of that nature. It could potentially happen anywhere. That's why we are addressing it proactively in hopes that we wouldn't have a catastrophic situation.
The district is considering hiring the officers starting at $15 an hour. They would work part-time, and the board is expected to vote on it in about 2 weeks. One woman is behind bars after she allegedly beat up her boyfriend in Hazleton last night. 29-year-old Megan Sieniawa was charged with simple assault and harassment after she allegedly hit her boyfriend in the head and face multiple times during an argument last night on Alter Street. Hazleton police responded to this scene around 11 last night for a 911 hang-up call, but when they got there, they found an unnamed victim on the road. This isn't the first time police have dealt with Sieniawa. No word on the man's condition tonight, and the woman is in Luzerne County Prison. Minersville police continue their search for a man they've been looking for since May. Police say 23-year-old Andrew Torres is wanted on charges manufacturing of a controlled substance and other related charges. He's been on the run since May. Back then, his wife Kelly Torres called police about a domestic dispute. She told officers she was going to kill her husband, but when they searched for him inside the 468 Sunbury Street apartment, police found felonies larger than that domestic charges.
We went into the apartment, and as we were searching the apartment looking for him, we opened up one of the closet areas and found a marijuana growing operation. So we seized, they had the plants, they had the ultraviolet lights, they had the fans. It was all set up for growing marijuana. So from a disturbance to the marijuana, we took her in custody because she was there at the time, but we have not been able to locate him. He is still on the run and we have a warrant for him.
Police say anyone with information on the location of Andrew Torres is asked to call Minersville Police at 570-544-2333. And in case you were wondering, all charges, including those domestic charges, were dropped against his wife, Kelly. Still ahead on News 13, will there be blue skies for this weekend's festivities? We'll have the forecast for Fun Fest in News 13 weather. But first, the roads will be a little more crowded this weekend. PennDOT gave us some driving tips for mature drivers. We'll have that story when News 13 continues. Two hands on the wheel and both eyes on the road, but safety isn't always the first thing on someone's mind when they get behind the wheel. PennDOT's trying to change that. Mike Madry spoke with PennDOT spokesperson today to find out what they're doing to kickstart driving safety for all ages.
It's a concern brought up nearly 14 years ago. Drivers who are age 65 and older are 2 to 8 times more likely to be fatally injured behind the wheel than younger drivers. So this is where PennDOT stepped in, and PennDOT spokesperson James May has been a spark plug in the effort of raising awareness and safety amongst mature drivers.
I know that a lot of times when people think about PennDOT, they think about the guys out fixing potholes and repairing bridges and paving roads especially on one like here on Broad Street in Hazleton. But we do a whole lot more than that. We try to make sure that people can make it from point A to point B in as efficient and safe as a manner as they can.
In 2020, there's expected to be nearly 40 million senior citizen drivers aged 65 and over on the road. At the Hazleton Senior Citizen Center, we bumped into Charlotte Soreo, who thinks it's a great idea to provide a structure when it comes to driving safely. However, she is cautious about motorists who refuse to play by the rules.
They disregard all the traffic laws already. I don't see where safe driving, unless it was mandatory, they would do. If they're not willing to do it now, I don't think they're going to do it later.
A mature driver is defined as an individual over the age of 55. And here in Pennsylvania, those mature drivers make up nearly 20% of the people and motorists you see here out on these roads. So it's no surprise that PennDOT is kicking up their efforts in making safety a top priority in our area.
What you do is, inside this is a yellow dot that you would put on the back windshield of your car. That would signify to emergency personnel, if you're ever in an accident, it would signify to them that all of your pertinent medical information is inside your glove compartment and inside the glove box. And so this is a new program that came out recently. Our goal is to try to help seniors stay behind the wheel as long as possible and to stay safe behind the wheel for as long as possible.
The Mature Driving Task Force is the main pinball in making sure safety measures are taken seriously around Pennsylvania. They are made up of volunteers who are motivated in promoting mature driving safety in not just drivers, but pedestrians too.
This is the time of year where we're trying to get out and to really emphasize the importance of mature drivers staying safe behind the wheel.
Mike Madry, News 13, Hazleton.
And drivers should be extra cautious in Hazleton this weekend as Fun Fest gets underway. I stopped by the Chamber of Commerce earlier today to get updates on this weekend's fun activities. This weekend is the big event. Fun Fest will be here in Hazleton, and I'm with Judy Ann from the Chamber of Commerce. She's been setting up the whole event. You said Saturday the crowds will be here, it'll be covered, the street will be covered, but tomorrow's the kickoff. Talk about it.
That's right. We have our kickoff concert on Friday night. The Poets are coming back. This is a really great band. They're based in Scranton. They're called Northeast PA's Greatest Oldies and Party Band. So we have a concert with them every year up at the J.J. Ferrara Center, and we're doing that again this year.
What makes this year a little different than years in the past?
There's a lot of things that are new this year. We're really excited about it, actually. For the first time this year, we're having Radio Disney come to Fun Fest. Never had anything like that before. They approached us a few weeks ago. We went to our good friends at Service Electric, and they've agreed to sponsor them. They're coming here. They're going to do an interactive presentation. They're giving away Selena Gomez tickets, which my daughter's very excited about.
I'm excited about.
In addition to that, our theme this year is a totally 80s weekend. So we wanted to encompass that. So we're doing what we're calling our totally 80s throwback party. party. We're going to do that both nights at our Wyoming Street Performance area, starting at 5:30 on Saturday and 5 o'clock on Sunday. And it's just going to be playing 80s music, 80s trivia, all kinds of contests like Name That Tune, and we're going to have a dress-up contest. We have some great prizes to give away. And everybody, it's just free. You could just go and participate, enjoy the fun, enjoy the music. So that's something else that's new and different for this year.
Totally 80s Weekends kicks off tomorrow, but the tents don't set up until Saturday morning. News 13 will be there Sunday, and it will be my first time, and I'm really looking forward to the fun weekend. Time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. Checking the radar, not too much going on. It looks pretty clear outside, and that's a good thing. Looks like nice weather will carry on into the weekend. Tonight's creative condition by Ivan Hernandez Dominguez, a third grader from Hazleton Elementary Middle School. Pretty big raindrops in this one. Ivan says, my picture is of a rainy day. But don't worry, it doesn't look like we'll have much or any rain in the forecast this weekend. Let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton. Tonight looking good so far, clear with a low around 44 degrees. Friday, sunny with a high near 68. At night, mostly clear with a low around 47. Now heading to Schuylkill County, tonight clear with a low around 42 degrees. For tomorrow, a little windy, but it will be sunny with a high near 69. At night, mostly clear with a low around 44 degrees. And since the Supreme Court overturned a federal ban on gay marriage, officials in Pennsylvania wondered if the state ban on same-sex marriage was constitutional. Well, now that's being put to the test in a state court this week. Matthew Petrillo joins me live in the studio with more. Matt?
That's right, Christina. Governor Tom Corbett wants to uphold and enforce the ban on same-sex marriage. But since the Supreme Court overturned that federal ban against marriage equality, that is allowing straights and gays to marry, at least one Pennsylvania county says the state's law is unconstitutional. The Register of Wills in Montgomery County, which sits in southeastern Pennsylvania, says gays should be allowed marriage equality. He's been issuing same-sex marriage licenses over the past 2 months, and since then, more than 150 couples have said, I do.
They're called the Fight for Same-Sex Marriage equality because they're just looking for equal protection under the law for their relationships.
Dr. Lauren Joseph teaches sociology at Penn State Schuylkill.
Gays and lesbians get married for the same reasons that heterosexual couples get married for. They love each other, they want to make a commitment, they want that commitment to be recognized under the law with the same kinds of legal rights and protections that come with marriage.
Marriage gives couples more than 1,000 rights and protections, and 13 states in the District of D.C. give that to gay couples. But Pennsylvania has some of the harshest laws against gays. The state does not allow same-sex couples to marry, does not recognize gay marriages from other jurisdictions, and does not offer any type of relationship recognition.
As much as it has been a religious institution as well, the legal changes actually have no effect on whether religious institutions are required to recognize those.
Now in Harrisburg, the state has said Montgomery County's actions could merit criminal charges against its Register of Wills. But he has followed in the footsteps of Pennsylvania Attorney General Kathleen Kane, and she refuses to defend the ban because she also calls it unconstitutional.
Thanks, Matt. Let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. The daily number is 624, Big 4, 0176. Quinto 69493, and the treasure hunt 20, 23, 26, 27, 28. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First, a happy belated 15th birthday to Nicholas Petruzzi. This wish comes with love from your family and friends. And a happy birthday to Francine Bonenberger. This wish comes from your family and friends. Now for tonight's Talk of the Town. There will be a sports and celebrity memorabilia auction on Wednesday, October 2nd at 7 p.m. This will be held at the Diamond United Methodist Church. A $2 donation gets you in and includes refreshments. Call 570-454-4661 for more information. And there will be a pasta dinner at the Hazel Township Fire and Rescue September 28th from 4 to 7 p.m. Advanced tickets are now on sale, just $6 for adults and $4 for children. Call 570-454-3411 for more information. And that's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 extends our deepest sympathies to the family and friends of these recently departed. Linda Kuiper Quinn of Hazleton. Memorial service will be Saturday at 1 p.m. from the Faith Lutheran Church in Blakesley. Friends may call Saturday from noon until the time of service. Michael D. Model of Sugarloaf. Mass will be held Friday at 10 a.m. from the Transfiguration Church in West Hazleton. Friends may call Friday from 9 a.m. until the time of service. Joseph Kelshaw of Hazleton. Funeral service will be Monday at 11 a.m. from the Rosenzog Funeral Home. Friends may call Monday from 9 to 11 a.m. And George I. Puhag Jr. of Hazleton. Wake will be held Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the St. John the Baptist Byzantine Catholic Church in Hazleton. Divine Liturgy will be held Saturday at 10 a.m. at the church. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop on 15th Street in Hazleton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111. And by Doves of White. White Dove releases serving Schuylkill and surrounding counties. Call 570-205-1597.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
It's been the craziest of years for Hazleton native Russ Kanzler. 4 major league teams, Indians, Yankees, Orioles, Pirates. He was property of all of them, and of course the Pirates took him off the 40-man roster, designated him for assignment a week and a half ago. And, well, was that the end of Russ Kanzler's minor/professional career? The answer, no, it's not. They had to make room on the 40-man roster when they made the trade with the Mets. And so after the 10-day period where no one claimed Kanzler, the Pirates, well, they took him back. They re-signed him. Now, he's not on the 40-man roster. Please note that. So he again goes back to Indianapolis. He got there in time for the first game of the best-of-5 Governor's Cup playoff last night, and he would get a pinch-hitting appearance. But Kanzler is back there, and he'll be there as long as Indianapolis stays in the Governor's Cup playoff, and we'll see what happens after that. Because he's not on the 40-man roster, the Pirates will then have to make a decision. Do they want to re-sign him to a contract, or is he going to be released and then he's a minor league free agent that can be picked up by anybody? That's in the future. Let's hope he can do something during the Governor Cup playoffs where everybody will pay note. And remember, this is a guy who was the International League MVP, International League All-Star Game MVP as recently as 2 years ago, so we will see. As we said, he got a pinch-hitting appearance last night. He walked. They lose to the Durham Bulls, team that Kanzler won the MVP with 2 years ago. Final in this one, Durham 2, Indianapolis nothing. So what do you have in the other half? Rochester spanks Pawtucket 7-1. Both teams back in action tonight. Game 2 in the Governor Cup playoff in AAA International League Baseball. Let's go to the high school scoreboard. High school volleyball gets started in the Wyoming Valley Conference yesterday. And Delaware Valley, always one of the better teams, makes a little bit of a statement. Straight sets. They beat Hazleton area. Katie Landis had herself a good game, but Delaware Valley runs away with it. Monoy nips Shenandoah Valley 3-2. Let's go to tennis, where Tamaqua shut out the MMI Preppers. Straight sets, 5-0. The final right across the board. Cross country, you got Tamaqua on the boys' side. They knock off Blue Mountain. And also on the boys' side, North Schuylkill nips Pottsville, while Marion gets by Mahanoy area. Girls, it's Tamaqua with the win, Pottsville and Marion. They're your winners. That would be girls varsity cross country in the Schuylkill League. Wyoming Valley Conference, MMI gets beat by Crestwood. Crestwood, remember, low score wins right there. Dallas also beats up on MMI, and this is one where it's tough. MMI being the small school, playing the bigger schools, always going to be tough in most sports. Girls, same deal. Dallas and Crestwood gets the win over MMI. Lots going on today. Field hockey, key match early in the season. The Lady Cougars, with their modest 2-0 record, they go to Wyoming Seminary. Crestwood and Dallas, always Donnybrook right there. Golf, Coughlin in town to take on Hazleton, Sem at MMI. Monoy at Williams Valley, North Schuylkill Blue Mountain, and Lords Tamaqua in the Schuylkill League. Soccer, the Crestwood girls come calling to Maple Manor to take on the Lady Cougars. MMI at Berwick. And you take a look, beg your pardon, that is boys soccer. Check that. Now there's the girls soccer. Hazelton is on the road at Crestwood. Berwick at MMI, Pottsville, North Schuylkill, and Columbia, Montour, Votech at Tamaqua. Girls tennis, Hazelton area goes to Hanover, Dallas to MMI, and Kutztown in to take on the Blue Raiders. Volleyball, MMI hosting Dallas. Thorpe and Schuylkill will tangle, and Tamaqua travels over to Blue Mountain. So it's great. Got a lot of high school sports going now. And tomorrow, week 2 of the high school football season, we're right in the thick of it.
And here's what our media partner, the Standard Speaker, is working on for tomorrow's edition. The Hazelton Area School District opens a new building and introduces a new routine as students begin a new year. You can read all about it in the Friday edition of the Standard Speaker. There are still plenty of seats on the bus available for the 2nd annual County Farm Tour held in just a few weeks in Schuylkill County. Schuylkill Chamber of Commerce Agribusiness Committee is hosting their 2nd annual County Farm Tour on October 12th, and the county plans to take a bus full of people around several interesting and educational stops where they'll learn more about farming. The tour starts at Schuylkill County's Agricultural Center and travels throughout the area to places including Van Hooken Greenhouse and Schuylkill County's first winery, Galen Glen. The tour organizers also hope to teach folks about different farming tools used on the fields.
Oh, we're extremely excited. Anytime you get a person the general public, to be aware of agriculture and related businesses, how they can create the lifestyle that we have to have in order to sustain, a family or, your home and that sort of thing.
Organizers will provide a box lunch on the tour. Tickets are $15 each, and you can contact the Schuylkill County Agriculture Center for more information. Plenty more news and information headed your way on News 13. They're calling it a battle for love. Opening arguments in Harrisburg on the case of gay marriage equality has started, and people in our community are weighing in on the landmark gay marriage hearing. That story and much more news when the 13 crew comes right back.